Hi, everybody. This is Delana Cotton with the Cotton Home Team here at Virtual Properties Realty, and we serve the greater Atlanta area. Today's topic is the first steps in purchasing a home for either a first-time home buyer or individuals that have not purchased in a long time. Let's go ahead and take a look at the information now. One of the first things that a potential home buyer should do is to assess their credit early. Now, I recommend speaking with a lender at least 6 months prior to the home purchase process. And the reason for that is that if there's any issues on your credit profile, that lender will have more than enough time to let you know what items need to be resolved, and you'll be able to address those during that time frame and be able to clean your credit up and become mortgage ready within your desired purchase time frame. Now, the other thing to do in preparation is to go ahead and take a look at your consumer debt, and that would be any type of revolving debt. So if you do have credit cards out there, i.e. trade lines, take a look at what the credit limits are. And if your outstanding balance is greater than 30%, work on getting all of those balances paid down below 30%. While you're working with your lender will actually let you know if you do need to pay off any of those consumer debt accounts, or if you should keep a small running balance on them each month. But that is individual specific, so do have that conversation with your lender. Now, when you are working on your credit with your lender, they should be able to provide you, again, with feedback on what exactly you need to do to be mortgage ready if you're not quite there yet. Now, while you work with your lender, they will go ahead and they will do a hard pull on your credit with your permission, of course, and this allows them to see exactly what your mortgage credit score is. Note, this is a bit different than your consumer credit score because your consumer credit score is based on revolving debt. And while you are working with your lender, if you are interested in down payment assistance programs, then go ahead and have that conversation with your lender right away, because with down payment assistance programs, individuals do need to qualify for the programs, and not all lenders do down payment assistance programs. So check with your specific lender that you have decided to use. Now, the next thing that we're going to talk about is, are you financially ready? And what I mean by that is, do you have a plan currently in place on how you will pay for your down payment and your closing costs? Now, there's a few things that you can do for your down payment. Okay, you can save the funds. If you qualify, you can get down payment assistance, like I mentioned. Have that conversation with your lender that you're currently working with. If you have access to a retirement plan, maybe those funds will be available. Now, however, if you do withdraw those funds early, there is usually a tax penalty, so you may want to look into that as well. Lastly, you can get gift money from a close family member or friends, but here again, speak with your particular lender to get the guidelines that are required for gift monies. Now, you might be wondering exactly how much a down payment is going to be, and that is going to depend on your credit worthiness. So a good figure or rule of thumb is to plan on 3.5% of your purchase price. Now, Depending upon your credit worthiness, that may be a little bit higher, may be a little bit lower, because there are multiple different loan types. And we'll chat about loan types in a future video. So stay tuned for that as well. But your lender will be able to let you know exactly what you are looking at for a down payment, okay, for a particular purchase price. The next thing that you would need is to have monies set aside for your closing costs. Now, closing costs are property specific, so go ahead and also talk to your lender. They will be able to give you a rough estimate about what closing costs are going to be in the price point that you are looking in. Okay. But a good rule of thumb is to plan on having an additional 4% just set aside for your closing costs. In some markets, you may be able to ask the seller to pay for closing costs. Now, currently, we are in a seller's market in the spring of 2021. And in this current market in the Atlanta area, sellers are no longer providing closing costs towards for buyers. So therefore, you will need to have your funds already set aside. Now, you may notice here that I also have listed emergency fund money. Okay, you should have additional funds above and beyond your down payment and closing costs in case there is an emergency in your life after you go ahead and purchase your home. So you want to take a look at how much of the funds you have available and how long that's actually going to last you. And you're going to be figuring in what your mortgage payment is going to be once you purchase the property that you so desire. Okay. Now note, some lenders, based on individuals' credit scores, may require that you have 3 months or more set aside. Okay. And again, that's going to be based on one's credit profile. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at financial stability and what that would mean for a buyer. Okay. From a lending standpoint, a lender is going to take a look at your employment status, and they will also take a look at your credit profile. So, one of the things that they take a look at is how long have you been on your current job, and is this full-time or is it part-time employment, or is it a combination of the two? Now, some lenders look at employment status from the past 24 months. Now, monies that if you are currently unemployed, those funds cannot be utilized to purchase a home. So if you are unemployed, then a lender would not be able to pre-approve you at that given time. So just be aware of that. Now, also, if you are working overtime or have a second job, go ahead, speak with your lender and find out how they will account for those monies, meaning that, have you been on that particular part-time job, or has your overtime been long enough, i.e. a number of months, where the lender will be able to utilize that income as part of your qualifying purchase power. Now, our next topic is choosing a realtor and why you might want a realtor, and do you actually need a realtor? So, a realtor can do many things for you during your home buying process. One of the main things that they do up front is that they can connect you with lenders that they have partnered with. And once you get connected with that lender, then your lender will be able to take a look at your credit profile. And if you are currently mortgage ready, then they will go ahead and issue that pre-approval letter. And Another thing that a realtor can do is to answer any questions that you have on the market. Okay, that might be in terms of what is the average or median list price, where are good school districts, so anything that you need from your realtor, they should be able to go ahead and answer those questions for you. Okay. Another thing that a realtor can do is that they will guide you throughout the entire home purchase process, from starting with that lender, getting your pre-approval, and all the way to the closing costs. Okay. Or the closing table. Sorry about that. A realtor can also connect you with the most up-to-date real estate inventory. Now, they do have different technologies where they can connect you on certain platforms. And one of the other most important things to do when choosing your realtor is to make sure that they mesh with your personal style and your communication style. So I hope that you find that this information on how to choose a realtor has been beneficial. So I want to thank you for joining me on this quick video on the steps needed in purchasing a home. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me directly. Again, this is Delana Cotton with the Cotton Home Team at Virtual Properties Realty. And feel free to pause this screen and copy down any of my information if you need it. If you like what you saw, please feel free to click that like button and subscribe to my channel. Again, thanks again for joining. Have an awesome day.